SmackDown TLC match. Anybody within that match could win and also have a cool amount of impact within the tag division. Because having names from Andrade and Rey Fenix, the Fraxium, the Wyatt Six, Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, people like this, having all these tag teams, especially with Fraxium. If I wanted to say who do I want to win, it's out of Street Profits and Fraxium, but Fraxium this year, crazy year. Fair enough if you want to do that. If you want to pull the trigger on Fraxium, go ahead and do that. What I can see happening, prediction wise, I'm gonna go for the YA6. Like in an invasion, like Nikki Cross comes in, Uncle Howdy gets involved, Eric Rowan gets involved, just like whether they do that in the nighttime of the nighttime half of the PLE or the daytime, it's just gonna be an invasion. Hopefully they do it when the lights can be on, but it's probably gonna open at night. Then we talk about Becky versus Lara Valkyria. Becky has not actually held this IC championship for a valid amount of time. I think she might have either won it last month, being June, because I'm recording in July, or July 31st, 2 months ago. Instead of actually taking the championship off of Becky Lynch, what they should do instead is just use this as an opportunity to put Bayley on the damn PLE and make that feud more heated. Whatever they can do with a grudge match. I've already added a stipulation when I talk about Survivor Series, where I think Becky Lynch will actually be defending the title at Survivor Series against Stephanie Valkyria. Lara Valkyria and Bayley will have the heated feud at that time in a false count anywhere. Let's talk about that Sins match. Let's talk about that AJ Sins match. We have Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Also Intercontinental Championship match. And while Dominic has actually held it for a valid amount of time, well, he could lose it at any point. I predict that he won't lose on SummerSlam, possibly due to a Judgment Day interference, because AJ Styles is 2 years left, like a good this year and next year, so a 1 year left in WWE and in professional wrestling. He doesn't want to wrestle in his 50s. We'll see if he can hold up to that, but it seems he will go for the X Division Championship, the championship that Leon Slater from that same region we in. I don't think AJ Styles is probably not gonna win that for a minute either, because I think that would be whatever TNA's next pay-per-view is, pay-per-view, because you'd have to pay for them. But giving AJ Styles some actual valuable matches in his last 2 years, go ahead now. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. Where these endings are getting too predictable every time, it's like one of the Samoans have to get pregnant 9 months prior to that PLE, just so we can find out what the ending to that match is. I don't think we'll have a debut. I think we'll have a Tommaso Ciampa return, possibly. It would actually be in Jacob's favor, win-wise, because I feel like the person that will be in Jacob's favor happens to be Jimmy Uso. All to set up the Survivor Series match that I'm predicting here, which is Jacob Fatu versus Jimmy Uso in the championship match. Don't know where I'm going to put Solo, but I did predict that. And I do think that Jimmy Uso will actually win that US championship, then lose it at next year's WrestleMania or next year's Royal Rumble. Everybody's been saying that the Usos are missing something, like B&J and Jimmy, which is also the answer to what they're missing, is themselves. They're missing each other. Like a stove is just a stove. You put the Usos back after Jimmy had his reign, Jay had his reign, you put them together, they win the SmackDown overall. Come on now. Championships. All I'm saying is the Usos should be put back together, because they're not doing as well as they could have been on the solo run. That triple threat, the one that I'm saying, please don't recycle, which is, I've got to put the bins out today. It's Thursday. But please don't recycle. Don't put that belt on Io. Don't put that belt on Rhea. Have Bianca, who turned heel prior, night one, help Naomi to win. Have Io do some crazy, like, I trust the trash can type activities. Io takes the pin because Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns, and all of them end up in the Survivor Series War Games. Let's see if I'm right about that. I don't know what we're gonna have to see what happens. My opinion on all of this changes after SummerSlam. That big Don match, that street fight, that John Cena versus Cody Rhodes match. And I think, being the match that it is, being the people that it is, we could do some WrestleMania 40 type activities, man. Have a whole WrestleMania 40 situation where we have R-Truth be the first person to, like, I don't think they hit his music. I think he's hoodied up. It's R-Truth. We want truth. He attacks Cena, confuses Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton attacks R-Truth, RKO's Cody Rhodes. CM Punk goes in to get Cena. The Rock walks down to the ring. Roman goes to attack The Rock but gets speared by Bram Breakker and tsunami'd by Bronson Reed. Seth Rollins cashes in and wins, and hopefully too, which affects Cena and Cody to turn to the opposites. And at Survivor Series, we see John Cena versus Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes returns to tag them both. Then we got like a whole Rock situation again. Given when this video is actually going to release, you've probably seen both nights. Tell me how I did.